Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And we are now at the end of turn 6. So we're going to do Italy, and then we're going to head straight into Germany 7 and Japan 7. And lots of interesting stuff going on this turn. So for the Italians, we've got 43 bucks to spend. So we're spending 16 on 4 artillery. We've got 2 transports. That's 14. So that's 30 bucks there. That's the 30. And then we've got 8 bucks on a mech and an artillery, and another 3 on a bersaglieri. And that is 11. So here's the 11, 5, 10, 11, saving 2 for the Italians. All right. Well, we have decided to go to India. We got to take some pressure off Japan here. The FEC and KMT and many other initials you could probably think of are trying to get into Siam, which we just can't have. So we are going to do a landing here in Bombay, which is now called Mumbai, back to its original name. I think it's the original name. Someone else can educate me on that. We have a couple of horsies coming down into Tehran. And coming down into Tehran means that they need some help from the bombers. Now, unfortunately, we are not at our airbase. I pulled all my stuff out to here. I don't know really why I did that, but I did it. And I stand by that decision. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's only got 2 left. I've already got that die set up there. And then we've got a man and a tank going into Iraq, a light tank. And we got a tactical. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. So he's just got 1 left on his fuel gauge. So he's obviously going to have to land in Transjordan. These 2 fighters are going to come into Syria. And they can go 1, 2, and they still have 2 left in their gauge, even though they weren't at a thing. And then we've got 2 boys coming across Syria. They're swimming the whole way. No, they're not. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, right into this sea zone here. They're going to attack Syria. So that is what's going on there. We also have Buddy walking into Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. That's just it's a freebie. There's no battling and there's no money for it. So I'll flip it over now. In case you missed it last turn, my Japanese fleet was advantageous of some good dice, and we're able to take care of the FEC fleet that was combined with the Mediterranean fleet. And not that we didn't have losses, but we were able to dish out some sweet imperial justice. And so now we don't have the boats to worry about, but you can see that the FEC has a lot of equipment here. So we got to do something about that. All right. So where are we? So we're going to do some attacks here. Let's start in Bombay since we're here. So I've got 6 units dropped off. That means I've got all 4 bombards. So that's 1 at a 6 and 4 at 4. Okay, so we got him with the battleship bombard. He returns with a 4. And no joy, I don't think that's gonna... No, it's an 11. Okay. All right, so Bombay. Mumbai has fallen. Now we'll go to Syria. No bombards here, but 2 fighters at 6 and 2 men at 2. So the blues will be the 2s. The pinks are the 6s. Okay, so we got 1 hit. That's all we need. And there's 1 British. So the Syrian invasion is successful. Okay, now we're going into Iraq. We have a 2, a 4, and a 7. Oh, this is a 5 actually because of the tactical. So 2, 5. Okay, that's a hit. There's only 1 British there, so he'll roll for a 4. And no joy. All right. At some point, I'm sure the wheels are going to fall off. Hopefully not right now, though. So we have 2 at 3 and 2 at 4. So the blues will be the 3s, the pinks will be the 4s. Okay, so we got 1 hit with that. And 1 British infantry at a 4. All right, there we go. So 1 cavalry is taken and 1 British infantry is taken. Okay, so now it's time for the non-coms. And the non-coms are fairly simple. This mech cannot be towed to the heavy artillery can't be towed, but the 2 mechs can go in there. Oh, I even forgot. Okay, well, I have this guy flying up. It didn't make any difference whatsoever, but he was going to be flying into Tehran because I thought those cavalry might have a problem. So anyway, so he was in Cairo, so he has 5 plus 1 for the air base is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's back in Cairo. The 2 planes are going to come back and land in Cairo. 2 fighters, because they only moved 2. This tactical didn't move at all. So he's going to go into Cairo. These guys are here. The bomber. I think he's going to land in Transjordan. I think that's where he has to land. Oh, no, he doesn't. He was here, though. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, he does. He could actually land up in the Caucasus. So we're going to put him up in the Caucasus, actually, because I don't want a partisan springing up next turn over all that. And the tactical here does have to land in Transjordan. He's short legs. Okay, so that is everything that can be done. So, take off all of our combats. This is a very successful turn, just lost a horse. All right. Go and take the dice off. Okay, so Italy is going to go up 2, and Italy will go up 4. Oh, I forgot to put a roundel here for Italy. I'll use this one. It is 6. The military base does get destroyed. 7 and 8. All right, so FEC is going to go down 1. The British are going to go down 5. And the Soviets will go down 2 for that turn. All right, so a pretty good turn for the Italians. We'll put on our build, put on a mech and an artillery in Tobruk. I'm going to put the Bersaglieri right here in the military base in Cairo. And then we're going to add 2 of our transports to the fleet there. And 4 artillery in Rome. There we go. So that is everything. So we went up 8. So that puts us at 41. And we still don't get the bonus for over here. But we do get the +3 for no surface ships of the bad guys in the Med. And I think we do get 3 though, because we do have Vichy, Cairo, Greece, and Marseille. So we get 3 of those. So 3 and 3. So I get +6. So 41 + 6 is going to be 47. Remembering I saved 2. So that's going to be 49 for Italy on the next turn. And, well, you know what? We're rolling here. Might as well make it 1 file, not 2. This is what's going on right now. To the British bulking up with more transports and corvettes and ready to do their thing. Minor builds over here. Some naval fighters for the Americans to head on over to Britain, no doubt. But maybe not. We'll see. The British landed hot and heavy up there in Narvik. And the Soviets are up there ready to return back to Moscow and possibly save it. So I have to be very, very careful. I do not lose control of Moscow. So Stalingrad's open, so we'll be taking that. And Leningrad will take as well. But that could end up in a fight. So we'll have to do some math. The Chinese, like I mentioned, have come in here, combined forces with the FEC in Burma, and they have a lot of stuff there. Not a ton of punch, but some respectable units in there, and lots of the infantry to take hits. But remember, it's two different nations, and they can't attack at the same time, so that's my only saving grace at this point. And FEC is still taking in lots of money. We're going to have to do something about that. But as you can see, we've got the American and Anzac fleet, and they built a naval port right here. So they are getting ready to come and alleviate some pressure on FEC and China if they can by putting pressure on Japan. And the Americans, well, the big fleet is still up in California, but they still have enough of these to come and cause some grief. I think that is everything. Just trying to start to minorly bulk up Japan. I've got a couple of turns. We'll see what we're in the mood to build next round. All right, so we're going to head to turn 7, and Germany is pretty flush with money right now, but we cannot get ahead of ourselves because now we're fighting these two economies, and they have $43 right now for the Soviets, and I think the British are right up there as well in the 40s. So that is higher than Germany's. So we've got to make sure that we try to continue to expand a little bit, kill as many units as we can, and make them play defense. All right, turn 7 coming up. All right, here we go. Germany, turn 7. And we got a lot of money to spend, and it really didn't build as much as I thought it would. So we've got 12 men, and then we've got 4 mechs and 2 artillery. That right there is $60. Unbelievable how quickly it goes. Then we've got 25 for a couple of tacticals and an SS. And then all this stuff here is $45. So that's the rest of the money. So that's 45, and 25 is 70, and then 60 is 130, and this is the freebie stuff for the miners. Okay, well, we have got a lot going on here, so we're going to head over to the other side of the world so we don't have to reach quite so far. A lot's going on. So as you know, Moscow fell last turn, and now we're trying to scoop up some other stuff. So we are going to start. We've got a Fallschirmjäger aboard an air transport. Now, the air transport was in Berlin, so it can move 6 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's got 2 spaces left on that. He's going to drop off the Fallschirmjäger. Also coming in will be an artillery, 2 mechs, and an infantry are all coming into Leningrad at this time. Into Western Russia, we have a lone mech coming in, and then 2 artillery are also coming in, along with 5 Panzer IVs. Into Smolensk, we have 2 infantry coming in, along with 1 advanced German fighter, a veteran fighter. In Northern Russia, a lone mech is going to go in. In Voronezh, we're going to have a heavy artillery. This is Voronezh, going to stay there. And then coming into Southern Kazakh, we're going to have 2 mechs, and we're going to bring in the tactical on that one. And then coming into Stalingrad, we're going to have 3 medium tanks, and we're going to have 2 Panzer Grenadiers and an artillery coming in. And we got a whole bunch of non-coms. And we got this guy going into Crimea, just a mech coming into Crimea. So that is all the attacks that are happening. And they're all little piecemeal attacks here. Lots of walk-ons, but some actual attacks. So we got Leningrad here. So we're going to start. We've got a Fallschirmjäger at 3, and the artillery is going to boost him to 4. So that's our heavy hitter for this one. So it was a 4. Uh-oh. And then we've got a 3 with the artillery. Oh, where were you a second ago? And then we've got 3 at 2. Okay. Oh, look at that. All right, so we got him, and he's got 1 infantry at a 4, and that is a 12. Okay, so he goes quietly into that good night. Then in Western Russia, we've got 5 panzers at 7. So yeah, we got him. And we've got 1 guy defending at a 4. He missed. He joined his buddy. Smolensk, this one is not quite as sure a thing. We got 2 at 2. No, it's not that. And then 1 at 7. Oh, good. And he shoots back at a 4, and he got 1. All right. So 4, and Smolensk falls. Crimea is a walk-on. Voronezh is a walk-on. Southern Kazakh. So we've got 2 at 3. Oh, got him. And we got the reply at 4 with a hit. Okay, so we took out a Panzer Grenadier. There we go. All right, so I believe that is all the combat. So this guy's got 2 spaces to go. He is going to fly back to... We're going to put him in the Baltic. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Put him in the Baltics for now. Okay. We're going to get rid of all this. I just wanted to basically kill as many Soviet units as I can that are kind of in the rear, and I don't want them to be giving me grief. So this tactical here, he is going to fly up to Moscow. Oh, we didn't do the Stalingrad battle. Sorry, Stalingrad. Arguably the most important of these battles. He's got a fortification. He's got 2 at 5 to start the battle off. Okay, he got 1 hit. So that'll kill a Panzer Grenadier. He still gets to shoot, but there you go. And we've got to start with 3 tanks, typically at a 6, but they're at a 5. Okay, so we got 2 hits. That's it. And he's at a 5, but he did not get a hit. So that's it for Stalingrad. Get rid of that Panzer Grenadier casualty. Okay, now this tactical has 3 spaces to go from here. He's going to come back to Moscow. Okay. And now we got a bunch of non-combats. So we've got all these planes. They're on an airfield, so they can go 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all going to land up in Stettin. Okay, so all these planes are in Stettin. When I say all, that means 5 tacticals and 2 veteran German fighters are in Stettin. This fighter has 3 spaces left, and he is going to go to Moscow. All right, now we got to get these non-coms correct. I don't want to mess these up and end up with partisans springing up. So this guy's going to go to Western Ukraine. This guy's going to go to Bessarabia. This guy's going to go to Oral-Kursk. I think that might be our Achilles heel here. Don't think... Actually, I'm gonna put him in Kiev instead. And our tactical... we'll have our tactical land in Oral-Kursk. We have these 2 guys. They're going to come on up to Pskov. Pskov. I heard a guy call it Pskov once, and I swear he was Russian, but one of my subs here said it's actually there's no oi on it's a V, so Pskov. So thank you for correcting me. I'm probably going to have a tough time shaking that from my vocabulary. He's going to come here. This train, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way back to Berlin. This train is in Western Germany, but he can grab 3 units and go 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So then all the way to East Poland, and he's going to bring these 2 Panzer Vs and this King Tiger. Okay, so 2 Panzer Vs and a King Tiger. Over here, we're going to have nine, 10 infantry come up to Denmark to join the artillery. So 10 infantry and an artillery in Denmark. And then we got some builds going on as well. We have an SS guy in Stettin. He is going to walk into Western Germany. We have these 2 guys in Western Germany. I think they're going to stay in Western Germany because we're going to be adding the other guys there. We have a tactical in Berlin. It's going to go into Western Germany. All right, now we've got 2 Panzer Grenadiers, going to go 1, 2 up into Belorussia. We have another mech that's going to go 1, 2 up into Pskov. Didn't say Pskov. Yeah, I think. Where did you went from 1 to? Yeah, you know what? We've got to fly him back to Eastern Ukraine. I just don't want. But we're still going to have some partisans pop up here. Well, we'll just have to kill them next turn, I suppose. Not much I can do about it. I don't think I needed to send everybody here. I think that's what I wanted to do. All right. Well, mistakes were made. All right. I think I got all of the non-combats done here. You can see, though, the drain on the German economy, which it was in real life, to make sure you have something in every spot. So I didn't have to have these guys. Well, all these units are off doing something else. This garrison duty sucks. Mech from Bulgaria is going into Greece. And I think that's everything. And I know he went back to Berlin from Belorussia. But I think I actually want him going to Moscow. So we're going to do that instead. All right. So now we are going to capture territories, and then we'll place our units. So we went up 1, 2, 3 for that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 for Leningrad is 11. So the Germans went up 11. He burned the air base there. All right, so 11 the Germans went up, so we're up to 86. The Russians would be down to 18. They're still making a ton of money because of the bonus. They get 6 for up here, and they're losing the bonuses now for Leningrad and Stalingrad unless they want to come take Leningrad, which obviously they can. They got enough stuff here to come and take it, no problem. All right, now to put the build on. But we're just going to put the build on, and I don't think you really want to watch that on film. Oh, maybe you do. We'll start with the Axis miners. So the Romanians are building their first tank of the game. And we're having the Germans build 2 mechs and an artillery. And in Hungary, a mech. And the Germans are building 2 mechs and an artillery. And in Bulgaria, the Bulgarians are building a mech and the Germans are not building anything. In Moscow, 2 mechs and 1 artillery and a military base. You build infantry there now. Okay, now in Paris, we have 3 guys being built in Paris. Oh, forgot to move these guys out. There we go. Sorry, the guys in Paris moved out to Normandy. And then we're building 9 men to join the 2 that stay behind and the SS guy in Western Germany. And we're going to knock everybody over doing it. We're going to take this guy back to Berlin. And why are we taking him back to Berlin? Well, the air transport goes back because there's a Fallschirmjäger going to join him. And then we built 9 things in Western Germany. So here's the 10th, which is an SS unit. And then we're going to build 1 tactical in Stettin and 1 tactical in Berlin. And we're going to build 2 subs in C-Zone 18, because why not? And then in Denmark, we're going to build a fortification and a coastal gun. And there we go. So that is everything. So the Germans end on 86. And then we've got some bonuses, but not all our bonuses. So we don't have the top one, because we don't have those ones. We're not at that piece. We don't have that. So this whole side here we don't have, mainly because we lost Norway. But over here, we get 3 for Leningrad, Stalingrad, and Moscow. So that's 9. We don't have a German ground unit in Cairo. And we don't have the 4 territories in the Middle East. We just have 2. So I get plus 9. And we're sitting at 86. So that'll be 95. And we didn't save anything. So another pretty decent payday for the Germans of 95, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95. Which means that we should be 35 down from last. And that's what we are. Math works. All right, so that is it for Germany. And now Japan is going to go, and Japan's turn is much more crucial as the Americans are putting on the heat. Stay tuned. Okay, well, something I forgot to do is a long day at work, but I even told some of the kids, because I've got kids from Spain in my class, and I told them I'm annexing Spain today, and they kind of looked at me, and so I explained to them. So I do have a mech coming down here. Now I'm doing this because I've captured both Moscow and Leningrad or Stalingrad, and since I have all 3, I can come and activate these. So all of these units, including these boats, just became German, okay? So they will be German next time you see this, and the German economy just went up too. But when that happens, Argentina automatically flips to being German, and it makes Chile pro-Axis. So all I need to do is get 1 unit into here, and I can claim Chile. Now, of course, unlike David, knows this game well, and he came down here and got Brazil the moment America was in the war. So he's got the $4 for this, he captured a couple of guys, and now he's going to use these to get rid of them. So the Argentinians, their ground forces really don't stand a chance. Navy really, it's okay. But he's got a coastal battleship here and 2 subs. I've got a coastal battleship and a destroyer and a sub. So I punch a little harder, but he's got a bomber. So we'll have to see what goes on. He's also got this little guy here who can come down and help out, and I'm sure he will. But this all just became German. So Germany went up 5 on the economy. So we're just going to add a nickel to that. So that brings them up to an even $100. $100 for the Germans on the next turn. There you have it. All right, here we are with Japan. And yeah, well, this is not quite as an easy a turn to try to plan out. So hopefully I didn't screw up too much. Here's my build. I'm building 3 pillboxes, 9 submarines, and 4 infantry, and then the Free Siamese infantry. So I'm going to talk to you about pillboxes for a second. They have to be placed where Japan has somebody. And they are an automatic kill whenever anybody tries to take the island. So they're like the Czech hedgehog in France. But the difference is that if the attacker says, oh, I'm just going to come in with aircraft and kill this guy, because these, if there's nobody around, these don't do anything, right? So you say, oh, I'll just come in and you know, bomb this guy because these can't shoot at air. But if you come in with only aircraft on these things, they protect the infantry. So you can't just come in with air, kill this thing, and then come in ashore next turn and just take it. So that's what they do. They're $3 and they're an auto kill. And when the island falls, they just obviously disappear. So that's what those are. And I'll be putting them on shortly. They can only go on island territories. Okay, only on islands. So yeah, you know, I could put one on Borneo, Philippines, Caroline, you know, all those types of places. Okay, so we have some attacks here. We have all the aircraft here are coming into Singapore with these 3 guys, one of which is banzaiing. We're going to let the Siamese guy banzai today. Up here, we got the walk-on. Here, we just got 1 Chinese infantry, so almost everything is coming in here. For this combat, we've got this 1 guy banzaiing in, along with 2 mechs and an artillery. They're going to come in to Shanghai as well. And everything else is just non-com. It's going to be a flurry of non-coms. All right, because we got to get into position to resist that and stay strong against that. So at some point he's got to pull the trigger though, right? Because if he just sits there, then he's not getting what he needs. I do not need to pull the trigger. Not yet anyway. But we're going to pull the trigger on Singapore. So we're going to start with our 3 troops here. We've got 1 banzaiing, banzai, and 2 normal guys coming in at 2. So 2 at 2, 1 at 3. Oh, look at the banzai. Look at the banzai. There we go. Banzai with a hit. And he's got 2 at 4. Ooh, he kind of banzai'd himself. So, banzai guy, you did a great job, but you're fired. All right, and Singapore will fall. And that's a big deal because now next turn these battleships will just repair and then they can zip around again. All right, so the next shooting match is right here. And that's, yeah, lots of guys. So we've got 5 veterans, and we have 1 artillery, another man who's banzaiing, and a mech. And I'm going to hold, actually, you know what? No, we're going to put the airborne in there as well. So the airborne's going to join. Okay? So everybody's going. So what do we got? We got 5, we have 6, 7... at 3, and then the artillery is going to bump up the mech to a 3. So that's 8 at 3. That's the attack. 8 at 3. I could have used some of my aircraft for that one, but I don't think I'll need it. Hopefully. 8 at 3. Oh, I spoke too soon. And just make sure I got everybody there. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. No, did I say I'm bringing them? Yeah, I said I was bringing them. All right, so 2 more. 3. And they saved the day. Okay. And then we have, there we go, 10. All right, because I knew initially I was going to bring everybody, and I was like, no, leave them behind. I thought, why would I leave them behind? Then I thought, why would I bring them? So I brought them. Everything else is a walk-on. So we're just going to capture some territory here then. So we got a lone guy walking into there. And oh, we didn't do this one yet. We didn't do that one. Sorry. So we've got a banzai at 3, artillery boosting 1 mech at 3, and then at 2. So we've got 3 at 3, 1 at 2. Nope. He's got 1 at 4. No. 3 at 3, 1 at 2. Oh, the 2 hit, or the 2 got a 3. And 1 at 4. Uh-oh. All right, I'm down to 3 at 3. Okay, guys, come on. Here's a 4. No, it's a 5. Okay, so that's going to do it if I pull that away. Yeah. Okay. Finally got a hit. And he got another hit. Boy, I'm kind of flirting with danger there. So we're going to kill one mech and the bonsai guy. All right, well, that was a little scary. All right, so these two go in. They're going to capture that. These guys go into here. Bonsai goes away. Everybody goes. Everybody goes. All right. Now, it's going to be bringing down these two mechs into here, and they're dragging the artillery. These two mechs are going to come into Hong Kong with the artillery. Horsey is coming up here. SNLF's backing up one. Horsey's coming back one. The mech's coming back one. So a partisan would pop up in Yakut, but I'm pretty sure he's going to go forward and grab that himself and not wait for the partisan to turn into an infantry in 2 turns. So he's going to grab that. All right, so that is everything on the mainland. Now I've got to do my non-com. So my submarine here in 72, I believe this 82, pardon me, is going to go 1, 2. So he's out here now in 73. Okay, so he went from 82 all the way out there. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess here, folks. All right, gave the staff the day off. Okay. Now, this is where we have our decisions to make. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to, these two transports are just going to move up to here. Okay, so the 2 transports are there. The submarine is going to move out here. This escort carrier is going to move out to here. Or is he? No, he's not. These 2 escort carriers are actually going to come back here. His planes are in range to zap me. So this naval torpedo bomber, he's going to fly down to Formosa. Okay. This fighter is also going to fly down to Formosa. These 2 fighters here are going to fly to Formosa. These 2 naval fighters are going to fly to Formosa. And just got to pause it here. Okay, so all these planes that we flew to here, we're actually going to bring them back to Tokyo. There's no reason for them to go down to Formosa. And they all had legs to go there, no problem. This cruiser is going to go 1, 2, 3. He can go there. And this transport, he's going to go up here and join this transport group here. Yeah, we're going to do that. And yeah, there's some real debating going on in my head here. Not really sure which way to go. But when it comes down to it, folks, this is all about the victory cities. Right? It's all about the victory cities. It's all it's about. It's not about anything else. So you gotta make sure you protect those. So, having said that, we're gonna grab these naval tacticals, which aren't bad on defense, but not great on defense. And we are gonna move them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna move them up to Japan as well. All right. We'll put them there. All right, we're going to leave our veterans there to cover the backside of the Japanese Empire. All right, so I think that's it for movements. All right, so to put on the placements here, we are going to plant one of these on the Carolines. So that's a very important place. We're going to put another one in the Philippines, because that's a very important place. And we're going to put one in Borneo. Because, well, I'm going to take it, something's going to die. And our 4 men are going to jump into Siam, so I could build 3 at the factory and then 1 because of the military base. And then my 9 subs, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Going to join the other 2. That gives me 11 subs and a cruiser up in the Japanese home fleet. And then the Siamese infantry, of course, goes on in Siam. So that is everything. Now Japan is going to go up 1, 4, and 5. Okay, so we went up 5, so we went up to 77. And I believe we get something for Singapore. Yeah, 5 for Singapore. 2 more of these and we'd get all the Chinese territories. We'd get that plus 7 bonus. That'd be all right. Somehow I don't think he's going to let me do that. I don't have all those. So I just get 5. So I'm up at 77. Plus 5 is going to be 82. Didn't save anything from last time. So 82, a little bit more than I spent this last turn. So that's always nice. And can't wait to see what happens here. I think I know what he's going to do, though. I know what I'd do if I had all that power, but maybe he plays a little differently than me. We shall see. So I'm going to hand the reins over to Hunt Like David, my prestigious opponent, and let him decide what to do with the Commonwealth and the Russians and the Americans here on turn 7. Could be interesting. Of course, as soon as I'm zooming out, I notice I didn't flip Singapore, so we're going to go up another 2, which put us up to 79. So we went up 5, so we went up 7, so it's 79. And FEC goes down 2. So I think that drops them down to about 20, but I'll have to check with him. So I will be at 79 plus 5, which is 84. 84.